Hey, what's up? This is going to be a long fucking video. It's going to be cut into two parts, and it's jammed together because this is my CD collection, and my CD collection is big because yard sales, and I usually find CDs pretty cheap. And some of the stuff I actually might take out of my collection, like the softer rock shit, because that's my childhood stuff, and I don't really listen to it anymore, and I don't have any reason to keep it. So yeah, here we go. AC/DC's not going, obviously. AC/DC High Voltage. I don't like these reissues a lot. I might rebuy these in jewel case form and maybe keep these, but I don't like jewel case versions of albums, especially if they're like this. I'm probably going to buy plastic sleeves for all these, like, you know, those plastic sleeves you can buy online. If you're wondering what we're listening to, it's the Dayglow Abortions with their album Fetus and Fetus. Now, the Dayglow Abortions, I actually done a show with those guys back 2 years ago when I was in a band. We were just like a cover band mostly, but yeah, I really enjoyed hanging out with those guys, and I met the Cretin. The Cretin was a really cool dude. I still got a show poster. I'll probably show that one of these days if I ever do a room tour. But yeah, I never bought one of their albums, sadly, when I was there, because I was dead broke, and I just never had a chance to. But yeah, if they ever came back here, I'd definitely be at one of their shows buying their albums on vinyl and shit. Maybe one day I'll order them online. But yeah, they're a great punk band, check them out. I know that Mr. Possessed by Fire has talked about them before. And so yeah, every time somebody brings them up, I always have to bring up the fact I played a show with them, because I've never been to an actual rock concert besides like ones I've actually played at. Not even like I've never been to any concert besides ones I've actually had to play at. So yeah, I played with NSFU as well, like Society's No Fucking Use and the Brains and the Ripcords, few punk bands. But yeah, Dayglow Abortions were probably the coolest ones I played with. I didn't actually play with NSFU. I just played with Chai Pig. And remember, just tell you, Chai Pig, he's a trip. He's one of the coolest dudes you could ever meet. If you ever want to see a really fucking crazy story of someone's life, look up the story of Chai Pig. He's what you would call a burnout, but he's a lovable burnout. And when he was there, he made fun of everyone, but in a joking way, like, you know, trying to get people riled up. But, you know, that's the way he is. He just likes laughing at people who make fun of people. He told one of the guys that was there that he looked like an Lexus on fire, like reject or something, and he got really mad. But, you know, jokes, you know, they're actually funny. It's the only jewel case version of an AC/DC CD that I bought at a thrift store years ago. Probably one of their best albums, actually. I really like that album. Hail Caesar, Hard as a Rock, Cover You in Oil. Some of the tracks are pretty repetitive, but what isn't repetitive by AC/DC, you know what I mean? AC/DC Back in Black, or not Back in Black, Black Ice. I actually have another version of this. Let me just grab it right over here. I have that version, but I bought it used, and it's a good version. It's a hardcover book version, but when I opened it up, there was no CD in it, as you can see. So I have to get the CD for that. So, Iron Man 2, I bought that used, and it was still sealed. I only bought it because collection purposes. I don't actually listen to this compilation at all. I should have kept it sealed, but was it going to be worth sealed? Probably nothing. Rock or Bust with the cool album cover that moves and shit. So yeah, that's probably this is actually one of their best albums in a long time. Seeing as Stiff Upper Lip, I didn't like that one as much as that album. I didn't like Black Ice as much as that album. Except Balls to the Wall. Acid Bath, When the Kite String Pops. That's the only Acid Bath album I have at the moment. I'll probably get more in the future, obviously, but it depends on if my CD store local to me carries them. Acid Witch, Witchtanic Hallucinations. Got this from the Hell's Headbanger shop. Well, actually, not this CD. I got this from Slasher Dave's website for $5, but which is a good place to get this album. I don't think well, I think I already ordered this, so I never had a chance to order this for $5. But yeah, this as well, I got that. And I also got this Horrific album that he made in 2009, which is a great album if you're looking for like death metal, like death and roll, basically. Admiral Sir Cloudsley Shovel, really good album. I like this album a lot. Good like acid rock, stoner rock kind of stuff. The album cover and the name of the band is what originally called me to this album. They have another album out now, but I've yet to pick that up. Fuck, I dropped the slipcase. If you're wondering why the video quality is a little bit less than usual today, it's because I'm recording it with the front camera so I can see what I'm doing. Adore, this is Infamy of the Black Legions. I do have this full album posted on my YouTube channel. Let me just show you. That's the booklet there. Yeah, I got this full album posted. I don't even know how many views that video has now. Probably not that many, because Adore aren't a really overground black metal band. Aerosmith, Toys in the Attic. Found it at a yard sale years ago. Aerosmith are one of those bands where I like them. Somebody wrote in this one, so I'll have to replace that at some point. But Aerosmith are one of those bands where I don't listen to them a lot, but when I do, I always listen to their earlier material, and I really enjoy it. Aerosmith was a band I grew up with anyways. Night in the Ruts, I got that used as well. I think I paid like $3 for that. The Best of Aerosmith, this is an Australian compilation. I believe this is worth like $30 or something. That's what it sells for on Discogs anyways. Found that for $1, so that was obviously worth it. Pump. This is kind of a bad condition one, but I kept it for the contains language sticker on the front. I always find this funny. That's why I don't replace the case on that, because I always like keeping those stickers on them, because I find them fucking hilarious. Get a Grip. This album, I had years of trouble trying to find a copy of this without marker in it for some reason, but I did after. The big ones, I have like 3 copies of that sitting around my house, because I keep finding it everywhere. And I ended up buying a lot of them in lots and stuff. 9 Lives, this is a great album. The artwork on this, if you ever get the CD copy of that, just look through the booklet. It's fucking nuts how they done the artwork. I really like the design. I found this at a yard sale. I don't collect these compilations, mainly because they're not that great, and I'm not gonna pay $5 or $10 to buy them at Walmart. I'll just buy them when I see them for $1, because at least they're used and I don't have to be paying a lot of money. Same thing with this compilation. I believe I got this at a yard sale. Come with a little download card for like ringtones, I believe, or like promotional for the other CDs. Airborne. This is a CD digibook that it was in bad shape when I got this. As you can see, it was ripped here and it was completely split. So I just took a bit of super glue school glue, and I glued it down. Just try to fix it as I could. I'll probably rebuy it at some point, but for $5 I paid for it, I'd rather have that than nothing. Elias. I'm probably going to take these guys out of my collection because they're the guys who made the song More Than Words Can Say, and I fucking hate that song. I don't know why I even own this. I believe I own this because, I don't know, it was cheap at a yard sale for $1, so I picked it up. Great album that I found recently, Love It to Death by Alice Cooper. Sorry if I haven't made update videos recently. I just haven't been getting that much, and whatever I have got is just like really small items. Like I found a few cool cassettes. I'll probably make an update video for that, just to show you them. But really, I haven't been picking up much lately because yard sales are over now in Canada, especially in my region, because it's already below zero all the time now. It started like that in the end of October. Sure, it was already below zero a few times. So yard sales are the question. I found these 2 old Alice Cooper CDs. I found both of them at yard sales, surprisingly. Usually you don't find old Alice shit anywhere. Usually you find 80s stuff on CD, like Trash and fucking Constrictor. But the older stuff I like a lot because it's just classic and Yeah, that was cool to find. This is Hey Stupid, great album. I remember hearing a story about the collage on the front of this was stolen at some point. I don't know if Alice ever got it back. I think he did, but I'm not sure. But yeah, that was pretty interesting here. I kind of laughed at that, but I was like, holy fuck, who has that now? Another collection CD. I got this for free off one of my buddies. He just gave it to me because he knows I'm more into collecting, and he didn't give a fuck about the CD. He hates compilation CDs like that, so he just gave it away to me. Alice in Chains, Jar of Flies, one of my favorite EPs of all time. Really love this release. That's the only Lane Staley Alice in Chains album I own. Alice in Chains, Devil Put Dinosaurs here. I actually have this on the picture disc, double disc that they had. Also, my case broke up there, but whatever. Yeah, I got the double disc picture disc of that, so that's really cool though. Morphous Elegy. I have to get Tales from Thousand Lakes, but I have yet to do that. I've done a review of their newest album recently, so go check that out. And an album that I mentioned, Circle. I really like this album. Probably one of my favorite albums by these guys. This is the special edition with the DVD. But yeah, these guys are just a really good band. If you don't know who Amorphous are, check out their early material and newer material, but you'll be impressed by both, I believe. Angel Witch, As Above, So Below. Need to get their debut and their 2 albums after that. I can't remember the names of them. I think Frontal Assault is one of them, and then I think Screamin' something is another one of their albums, but I can't remember the names. The 80s, the mid 80s albums are actually really hard to find. Alice in Hell by Annihilator and Never Neverland. This is the double disc from I think Roadrunner. Yeah, Roadrunner put this out. I don't like these a lot because you have to put one cover out, or you can put this cover out, but I hate those covers. They look like shit. So I just put my favorite album cover out, add the 2 albums, and that's my favorite album out of those 2. Randy Rampage is a great singer. Fistful of Metal and Armed and Dangerous by Anthrax. Once again, one of these 1 CD releases, and you can't reverse the artwork. I don't even think let me just check. I don't even think they include the individual artworks. No, they don't. They just have that in there. Which is a pain in the ass, because if anything, I would have put the Fistful of Metal artwork out to the front. But yeah, Neil Turbin does a fucking sick job on the Fistful of Metal album. Probably one of my favorite albums by him. Armed and Dangerous, classic album. These were selling for $5 in my local HMV for a long time. So I picked up a lot of their discography for $5 a piece. Really generic and shitty packaging, but you know, what can you do? I bought this at a yard sale, strangely enough. Usually I never see Anthrax stuff at yard sales. I got the cassette and the CD at yard sales 3 years apart, I believe, so that's kind of strange. Attack of the Killer Bees. I bought this off a really, really old lady who was having a yard sale. Apparently her son just gave her a bunch of CDs that, it wasn't even his, it was just CDs he found, and he just told her to sell them. Sound of White Noise. I bought this at the same time as I bought State of Euphoria. Not a bad album. I never thought I'd ever find this album ever, unless I bought it online. But yeah, I found that randomly. Another cool album is Anthrax Live Island Years. I just like the live tracks on this are alright, and this is just another quirky kind of release where it's not like a popular release from the band. I found this same time as the other Anthrax stuff. Stomp 442. I understand why they were changing their sound on these albums. But like, I still don't like that as much as their classic shit, but that's obvious. Monument of Metal by Anvil. Just another compilation I bought used with the... It has cool pictures of the band, like it has pictures of them back when they were called Lips and everything, but it's not really worth my time to have those comps. I don't listen to them. Just a collection thing. A Perfect Circle. I'm not a big fan of these guys, but I did find this at a thrift store, which was surprising, so I just kept it. That's not a bad track. I can't remember what's on this now. Weak and Powerless and Crimes. Weak and Powerless is not a bad track. I just haven't listened that much since I actually bought it. April Wine, Attitude. You can still see the sticker on the back. This is a good April Wine album. I always liked April Wine. They were one of those bands that I grew up with. I'm surprised that I got this in under 15 minutes, but I got all the A's done just about now. April 1, Back to the Mansion. Interesting album. I never thought I'd find this either because it's one of their later issue albums. And usually if you find an old album from a band, it's either their 70s or 80s material and nothing newer than this. So to find a 2004 album from April 1 is really weird because I don't even think anybody was listening to them back in 2004 unless it was like fans from the 70s. Asia. I like this album a lot. I don't know why. I found this was one of the cool albums I listened to when I was a kid. I just found it really awesome. And fuck it, I'm gonna do the Bees as well, really quickly. Just let me grab them. So as you can see, there's a lot of each. There's even more A's. But I didn't bother showing all the A's because I'm not gonna lift up the stack because I was afraid I'd knock it over. Let me just flip them over so I can start from the beginning. Yeah, I have like 600 CDs or something, 600 or so, but I have to cut that collection down a little bit and get rid of some stuff I don't actually listen to. Bachman Turner Overdrive, great band. I like these guys since I was a little kid because my mom was a huge fan of them. And they just make good hard rock. Let me just make sure I'm not going to knock all these over. Bachman Turner Overdrive, You Ain't Seen Nothing Yet. This is a random compilation I found for $1. Just from like 92 or something. And I'm pretty sure, let me just check. Yeah, there's a hole in the data on the CD. If you can see that like little black mark on it. You can see through it. See that little hole? Yeah. So yeah, that's basically useless. I just kept it because I might find a copy with a good CD but shitty booklet. I don't know. I'm a CD hoarder. Best of BTO, just another compilation. I only have compilations by these guys. I need to get a few studio albums because I like their studio albums a lot. And I'd rather listen to their studio albums, but I still don't have them. Bad Company, self-titled, great album. Bought this for $5 at Walmart. I didn't know these guys were on Swan Song until I looked at the CD. I'm like, holy fuck, what is this, a Led Zeppelin CD or some shit? But I was like, oh yeah, they were signed Swan Song. I totally forgot. Bathory, self-titled, fucking classic album. Probably one of my favorites by them. I don't have the other material. I bought that off Hill's Headbangers years and years ago. But, you know, I will get more by them. Don't mind me, I'm just checking some CDs that weren't in the actual collection. I just picked them up, made sure I had all the B CDs. The Beatles. I always fuck up the name of it. Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. I always fucking miss a letter miss a word. I always leave a word out of that. Found it at a yard sale. The Beatles Love. I fucking hate this CD, but collection. And the booklet is completely ruined, as you can see. It's all fucking wet. I paid like $6 for that back when I was a kid, and I thought like Beatles CDs were like rare or something, because a vinyl of a Beatles album around here is like $25 automatically because it's the Beatles. So I just thought it was hard to find Beatles shit. So I paid $6 for that CD because I'm a fucking idiot. And then I brought it home, listened to it, and I wanted to end my life because it was terrible. I just hated it. Big Jesus Truck, Mechanicsville. Probably gonna upload this album because I've never seen this online. But I can't remember if I messaged the band. I don't think they ever got back to me. And that was back when I first started uploading full albums to this channel. So fuck it, I'll upload it. And if they message me and say, "Oh, take that shit down," I'll obviously take it down. Everything I upload, if somebody messages me and tells me to take it down, I will. Biohazard, they're a great band. I forgot to show these guys the Beer Patrice Hot Lunch. I already done a review of this. Check them out. They're a great band. They're local to me as well, but they're really funny. I don't know if they still do shows or not. They might have broken up recently. I wouldn't be able to tell you. I can't remember now. Biohazard. This is a CD I have to keep in like good condition, because if I break this case, I'm not getting a new one. State of the World Address. Great album. I really wish they would have kept this album cover without the fucking CD, the thing, without the case, because look, that actually looks like a cool piece of artwork. That looks like something that Zyklon B, that old black metal band, could have had, because they had a bunch of nuclear artwork and shit, so yeah, that's pretty awesome shit. The Black Crowes, not a bad album. Shaker Moneymaker, probably one of my, least listened to albums. Fuck, didn't damage it. Probably one of the more least listened to albums in my collection, but when I do listen to it, I do enjoy it. It's like, I just have a bunch of albums where I don't listen to them a lot, but when I do, I actually do enjoy the albums. It's just that I have so much shit now that I can't really get a chance to listen to all of it. Black Label Society, Order of the Black. I like Zakk Wylde. I like almost everything he's done. I don't think he's the best musician ever. Like, some guys like fucking cream over his guitar playing, but pitch harmonics can only do so much. The song remains not the same. This is not a bad CD. Not really that interesting. I don't like it a lot, but I listen to it and I enjoy it a bit. Black Label Society, Catacombs of the Black Vatican. Good album. I still have the sticker on top of it. That shows how much I've taken the CD out and actually listened to it. But yeah, I like the song Angel of Mercy. I thought that was a really good song. My Dying Time is a good one. Empty Promises, pretty good album. I wish there's a special edition of that. I'll probably pick that up at some point. One of the shittiest pressings of this album I've ever seen, but still a classic. I bought this for $5 or whatever. It's shitty because when you burn it off onto your computer, it skips a bunch, and also it just skips in your CD player once in a while. It's just terrible quality. Master of Reality, Black Sabbath. You might be wondering where my Paranoid CD is. That's broken. It was laid on a big splot of ink at one point and it got ruined, so I have to buy another one of that. And I can't seem to find a copy of that for $5 anywhere. That's what I pay for Black Sabbath albums. But I don't really care. I can wait on that one, obviously. Sabbath by Sabbath, one of my favorite Sabbath albums. The second album I actually got into by them, and I just loved it. Technical Ecstasy. I don't have Sabotage. I need to guess that's the last 70s album I need to get from them besides Paranoid. So yeah. Never Say Die. A great album. I always like this album, even though people shit on it. I think it's an interesting sound form. I forgot to include this, but I'll show, because I had this in the car the other day just listening to it. Black Sabbath, We Sold Our Souls for Rock and Roll. I've rarely seen that compilation around. And next is Black Sabbath Reunion. Not that I don't listen to this a lot, but it's a pretty good reunion CD, I must say. 13. I have this on vinyl as well. Really great album. I got the hype poster and everything. If you're wondering what those papers are, I actually make my own. I'll show you really quick. I make my own little sleeves out of paper so they don't get scratched as much. And I must say it does work. I haven't seen any new scratches on this. It was scratched a little bit because it was in the sleeve for years without actually having a protective sleeve. But ever since I made those, I don't see much damage on CDs. But yeah. Also, fuck those slipcase digipacks. They can suck cocks in hell. So yeah, The Roots of Black Sabbath, Rare Collection, Journey Through the World of Black Sabbath, 2 CD collection. This is really weird. I'm just going to list off a few of the bands that are on here. Just so fucking random, I can't even explain it. Like, Racer X, Agent Steel is on here, Yngwie Malmsteen, Icarus Witch, Jagdpanzer, Steel Prophet, Primal Fear, Horcus. That's a random thrash metal band out of nowhere. Los Nantos, Forever Say Die, Iced Earth. Like, a bunch of bands I'd never expect to see on a CD like this. And guess where I found the CD? It's cheap as dirt. Like this case, look, it was cracked like that when I found it, and it's only cracked in more spots since. I found this at Walmart for $5-10 or something. It's worth it for the cool artists on there, but man, like that's such a strange thing. They've been putting out 5 or 6 of those recently, and the artwork is really cool on the front. Like, just look, really cool artwork, but they fucking ruin it with that goddamn little label. Blue Oyster Cult, Career of Evil, The Metal Years. They were never metal in my opinion, but they still had pretty heavy songs for the 70s. Blues Traveler, another decent album. I don't know if I should upload that one. I've never seen it uploaded before, and I don't know if it's copyrighted or not. But just good rock. Bob Seger and Silver Bullet Band 9 tonight. I have 2 copies of this, I believe, if not 3. No, I have 2. This is a reissue. It came out in 2011. I have both because I found them both of them at yard sales. And Bob Seger's Greatest Hits. Everyone has a copy of this if they go to yard sales at all. Just common as fuck. Bon Jovi, $5 at Walmart. I like a bit of Bon Jovi stuff, few tracks, you know. Poser, 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 whatever, Suck My Cock. I like a bit of glam. Don't fucking kill me. Bon Jovi, Keep the Faith. And they're not even glam metal. They're just more rock in general, really. Bon Jovi was never really metal in my opinion. Bon Jovi these days. Most of these are yard sale finds, and I'm a completionist. If I like one album by a band, I have to buy almost every album. It's a fucking addiction. And I know it is. Bon Jovi Crush. I know anybody who's like cult metal as fuck right now is probably crying. Like their eyes are burning. Avert your eyes if you need to. Have a great day. Or have a nice day. Shows you how much I listen to his later material. Hardly at all. Lost Highway, another yard sale find. He went country rock in the later years, and I fucking hate it, but for $1 to find these CDs, if anything, I'll sell them again at some point, and for like $5 or $6 on Discogs or something, and just make my money back. Bone Alley, great album. I uploaded this, I believe. No, I've done a review. I don't know if I uploaded this in full. I can't remember now at this point. Great local black metal to me. I don't know if this guy is still making music, but if he is good, I want to hear it. Bongzilla, Amir Joanna. Bought this off of Gus Lister for a cheap price. Good album. Really, you know, doomy and just stoner metal up the ass. Boston, one of the cheapest pressings I've ever seen in this album. It's terrible, but you know, it's the music I worry about, really. Boston, Third Stage. Great album. It took them so long to put out another album. 8 fucking years. Like, what the fuck were they doing? Twizzling their dick? Come on, Boston, get your shit together. And then it took them like 8 years after that one. Like, this was their next album, Walk On. That was 8 years after. It took them so long to put out material. It was nuts. I found that at a yard sale, which is strange. I wouldn't think that would even be at a yard sale. Like, that wasn't a popular album. The Greatest Hits. I'm busting for a piss, so that's why I'm going really fast now. Just for your information. Bruce Dickinson. Accident of Birth. I like this album a bit. I haven't checked it out that much, which is kind of a crime. This is double CD, so that's what kind of turns me off from it. It's a double CD. Like, and when I listen to an album, if it's a double CD, I'll listen to both CDs. And I just don't have time to sit down every day and listen to that. But I'll probably get a chance now soon. Just put that on, listen to the full thing. Bruce Springsteen, Born in the USA, obviously a classic album. And the last one I have to show you, I believe that's the last one I have to show you. Burn the Priest, Pre-Lamb of God. Found this really cheap at my local CD shop. Was really happy about that because I love Lamb of God and I love Burn the Priest. So yeah, nearly 30-minute video. Hope you guys don't mind that. But you know, I like showing off my collection, and I'll have another CD video up soon because I planned to do these a long time ago, but I just didn't do them as often as I thought I would because they're really long to record. So yeah, peace the fuck out, guys, and I hope you really enjoyed this. Expect to see another one within a week. See ya.